Hello students, today we'll learn Internet Protocol. In the classroom we have completed the TCP IP model and all the layer protocols and function of each protocol from each layer. So we left the part of Internet Protocol to learn it more details. So Internet Protocol belongs to the network layer protocol. The Internet Protocol, we are learning here the version 4, which is IPv4, is responsible for packetizing, forwarding and delivery of packets at the network layer. Before explaining more details, let me refresh your memory the TCP IP model. So how does the TCP IP model work? Suppose one individual user or you are working at your system. That means you are working at the application layer. Whatever the data you send, that data comes from that application layer and it will visit the transport layer, then network layer, then data link layer, then physical layer. And again the same way of will happen in that receiving side. So when the data is coming to the network layer, the IP protocol is taking care of those data and it will be converted as packets and then it will forwarded to the next layer. So IPv4 has two properties. One, it is a connectionless protocol and it uses the datagram approach. Before going to that, IPv4 is an unreliable datagram protocol, a best effort delivery service. So when the best effort delivery services is coming to the point, that means IPv4 packets can be corrupted or it may lost or it may arrive out of order at the destination or it may be delayed or it may create any congestion for the network. That's why it's an unreliable datagram protocol. For providing a reliable service, the IPv4 must be paired with the TCP. And I told that IPv4 has mainly two properties. One is connectionless and another is datagram approach or datagram services. So what do you mean by that connectionless protocol? Suppose we are sending some packets from source to destination. So here in the source part we have few packets. I have taken here as P1, P2, P3, P4. When it will go to the destination, there is no specific or predefined route is established before. So P1, P2, P3 and P4 can take any route to reach the destination. And while arrive at destination, so there is nothing like it will come in a sequence like P1, P2, P3, P4. In this sequence, the data or packet should reach at the destination. The packet may arrive like P4, P2, P1, P3 like this. So next, that's why it is called the connectionless protocol. Next is datagram services or datagram approach. This IP uses datagram approach to handle each datagram. So how the datagram services is working here? So what is the format of this datagram? So here the IP datagram format. The packet used by the IP datagram packets are a variable length which consists of header and payload. What is payload? Payload is purely data. So we can say that in a short, datagram is equal to header plus data. So whenever we are sending the data in the network layer, so the datagram header, we need that IP datagram header. So why we need this IP datagram header? I'll give you an example, real life example. Suppose you want to post a letter to your friend. So you went to post office and you buy an envelope. So you put something inside that envelope to send to your friends, but you didn't mention your address as well as your friend's address. So you put that in the post office. will that the letter will be delivered? No, because you have not mentioned the receiver address as well as the sender address. That's why the header is much important to deliver the packets. If you put the address information, then only your packet can be delivered. And what about the data? Whatever the part you are putting inside the envelope, that's called the data. So that header, whenever we are sending something, means header must be there. So the size of the header is 20 to 60 bytes. That means we need minimum of 20 bytes and maximum of 60 bytes for the header information. And rest is data. So how much maximum data we can send in a datagram? So here, come to the diagram. This diagram you have to memorize because this part is very important and it may come in the examination. So see here the diagram A, IP datagram. This is the complete format of IP datagram. So I told IP datagram is header plus payload. So header is 20 to 60 bytes and payload is 20 to 65 535. Actually the payload value is 0 to 65 535 bytes. Because if you are not putting anything inside the envelope, then the value will be definitely 0. Why it is written 20 to 65 535 bytes? Because this datagram also contains header. So header, we need header minimum of 20 bytes. That's why it is written here 20 to 65 535 bytes. Now come to the header format. The diagram B is header format. So header format is a field from 0 to 31 which contains how many fields inside? We can calculate here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 fields here and the last one is optional, that is which carries the options and padding information. So the remaining 12 fields which is the header information. So if we calculate all the bits or size of each field, it will come 160. So as we know, 8 bits equal to 1 byte. So 160 bits which will be 20 bytes. So I told minimum header is 20 bytes. If the header size will below the 20, then the packet will not be delivered because of invalid header. So the minimum header size is 20 bytes. So let's go through the detail of this header. So header and each field of the header. The first field is version. Here the version is 4 bits. Why it is 4? Because we are using here IPv4. We are using here version of IP protocol is 4. If we will use IPv6, then this field will be filled with the value 6. And then come to the header length, which is 4-bit field, and this field is defines the total length of datagram header in 4-byte words. And the third field is service type. What is the function of this field? This field was originally designed as types of service, that is referred as TOS, which defines how the datagram should be handled. Later on, IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, redefined the field to provide the differential services. The fourth field is total length. This total length is 16-bit in size. This 16-bit field defines the total length, that is header plus data of the IP datagrams in bytes. The fifth field is defines the identification, which is again 16 bits. Why we need this field? This field defines whenever the datagram is coming, it will be fragmented into multiple small pieces. So each fragmented piece is identified by a number. So this identification field is used to identify each pieces of the fragment. So next field is flags, which is 3 bits. So what that flag does? This flag has I told this flag is 3 bits. So suppose we have here the 3 fields and we set the 3 bits value here. The left one is, the leftmost bit is reserved, that will not be used, and the middle one is called D bit. D bit means do not fragment. That means if this field contains the value 1, then the datagram chem is doesn't require any fragmentation. If it is 0, then the more fragmentation is required. And the third bit, which is the rightmost bit, is called more fragment bit. If in this field the value is 1, that means the datagram, fragmented datagram chem here is not the last one. If this field contains 0, then the last fragmented bit is came here. That means this one the last fragmented datagram. So the next field is fragmentation offset. So what is the function of the fragmentation offset? This field is 13 bits field, which defines every fragmented datagram has a relative position to the whole datagram. Suppose we need some fragmented piece from the datagram middle of the series. So there will be some identification number. So by using that fragmentation offset, we can directly get that fragmented piece of datagram. So next field is time to live, which is 8-bit field. We can call that as TTL. So let me give an example. So how the TTL is working. Suppose you started from Baleshwar to Visakhapatnam. So suppose you have 8 stations from Baleshwar to Visakhapatnam, and TTL is a counter. So whenever you will pass one station, then the counter value will be decreased by 1. Likewise, if you pass every station, then the value will decrease by 1 and then decrease by 1. Like this it will be decreased. When you reach your destination, then the value will be 8 minus 8 equal to 0. That means when the value of TTL will be 0, then the packet is reached at its destination. The packet will be accepted at the destination or rejected, depends on the policies. But the value is 0 means the packet has arrived the destination. So similarly, in this network layer, at every router the TTL is set to 8, and when the datagram is traveling from router to router, the value of TTL will be decremented by 1. When it reaches the value 0, then the datagram is reached as a destination. So the person we compared as datagram and the station we compared with the router. So next field is protocol, which is a 8-bit field. So what is the function of this protocol field? Whenever data is coming from the upper layer, that is transport layer, so there also some protocol is working. If from their protocol, in that layer, the data is handled by the TCP or UDP, any protocol, and this TCP or UDP is using IP services in the network layer to transmit the data. Then this field will be filled with 8-digit bits. That is, if we have some predefined value here for the TCP and UDP. If it is TCP, then then the value will be 06. If it is UDP, then the value will be 17. So if the data is the IP services is used by TCP, then this field will be filled with 06. If the IP services is used by UDP, then the value will be 17. So when this value will help us in the destination side, where the datagram or packet will be transmit or to which protocol we can transmit the packet. So next field is header checksum, which is a 16-bit field. So what is the function of this header checksum field? So we already studied the checksum methodologies in data link layer. So what does the checksum do? The checksum is used to detect the errors in the data or in that packet. So checksum is whenever the packet is coming or the datagram is coming, whether it contains any error information or not, we will find by using that header checksum. So next field is source IP address, which is 32 bits, and the 12 number field is destination IP address, which is 12, that is 32 bits. The last one is option plus padding, which is 0 to 40 bytes. Why? Because this 12 field is 20 bytes and the remaining from 60 is 40 bytes. So if you are putting the option padding, you have option to put from 0 to 40 bytes of information. So we have completed all the fields here. So go through the note provided here, and for you one task given. So give me the answer in the WhatsApp group. Like, why the size, question for you is, why the size of this field is mentioned here 0 to 31, why not any other value? So answer me in the WhatsApp group.